feels like skiing.
Should we all go on the same one? I'll take two.
The chances of this thing falling down is
Quite high. No. Does somebody have vertigo?
Yes.
No. Brian meeting his AWS fans. Okay, so here at an AWS event, I'm going to a Salesforce talk. Beat that.
Same time, a lot of Heroku customers eventually, because they build little startups, they build their sites and apps and backends and everything on the platform, eventually they need a CRM, so they move up. And eventually their systems become more complex, so they move down in this list that you see, and they run more and more of the infrastructure aspects on the infrastructure layer that AWS so proudly provides.
So my day here at AWS Summit is almost at an end. It's been a really great and interesting day actually. Even Salesforce has been here talking about Heroku, which runs on AWS. And I think one of the things that I've kind of taken away really is the kind of hybrid architectures that are potentially going to happen in the future, where you're going to use best of breed elements on different cloud platforms to do the things that you need to do. So potentially you might be using a service on Google Cloud for something and then AWS on another. And this obviously, has its challenges as well. But this may be a way that things are going in the future. And so when you're thinking about architecting your solutions on a particular cloud provider, designing them in such a way that they can move across the different providers effortlessly, which can actually then potentially reduce your risk of one provider going down or even going bankrupt altogether, potentially. Also reducing the risk of sharing data across different clouds. Potentially, so all your data isn't in one location and therefore a bigger risk of letting that information out, especially if you're using microservices or containers. If you're using Docker, it doesn't matter if you're using Google or if you're using AWS, it can still be ported across. So that has been really interesting. As well as how FT.com use Heroku and AWS on FT.com. And how they can actually leverage both to kind of get the speed of development using Heroku, but also leverage AWS services as well as they need to. And also the importance of when they're developing on Heroku, they're using multi-region, multi-AZ architectures so that they don't have the downtime that Amazon has had, over the last year, a couple of outages, especially a big S3 outage that was earlier in the year, which for FT.com didn't affect them at all. So it's been really interesting, but now I'm off to Trailhead DX at the Salesforce Tower. So long Excel, and off to Salesforce. So I will see you in a bit, hopefully. Bye.